If you want to find out how I'm doing on my Pan That palette for 2020, then stick around. Hi there, it's Hélène, and yes, it is another update for Pan That palette, and I've been doing pretty well recently because I'm doing an update per month. And for an update, I want to have at least a half a gram of product progress, and I have been very, very good about using this palette over the last month, and so therefore we have another update. If you are not familiar with it, it is the Smashbox Matte Exposure, and I am going to show you what the palette looks like. And if you were watching the previous month, you will see quite a change in the palette. And I'm going to walk through all of these changes with you. The first thing that you may notice is that this pen looks a whole lot more full than it did last month. And that is because I recombined wheat with I believe it was right here, called Desert. And Desert was about 3/4 full. Wheat was barely hanging on, not very much in the pan. And so I just recombined them because I wanted a little bit of a lighter color than what wheat was looking like. And I did achieve it, and I'm pretty happy. Now, right next to it is the Franken shadow that I produced, and there is quite a dip in it. I am using it not only as a blush bronzer contour, but I'm also using it now in the crease as well. And so I have it on my cheekbones, I have it on the periphery of my forehead, and I have it in the crease as well. So I'm really multitasking that shadow or that mixture of two shadows, and I'm pretty happy with it because it does fit my skin tone right now, and I'm trying to use it as much as I can because I'm not going to be able to be this warm as we go into the winter months. So I feel like I've got September and October with that shadow before it ends up being just for my crease. But I am making some pretty good progress, and actually with the shadow, I don't know if you can see with the shadow, with the dip I have, it's really hard to see. But there is definitely a pretty significant dip. I would say that not quite a quarter, but quite a bit of it I have used, just kind of looking from the side here. And then the repressed Wheat and Desert, I did that not very long ago, so it's fairly recent. I think I decided about a week ago to do that. And I also repressed this one, which is Sumatra, and I really don't have very much left. I had to repress it because it was crumbling away and I was wasting a lot of product, and it is a very, very good color for my brows, and I have it in my brows today. I have pretty prominent brows, but I don't mind coloring them in. I think it looks reasonably well, reasonably good. And so I am thinking that I will definitely not be able to have this as a brow product till the end of the year. And so I did test out Blackberry in my brow, and though it's kind of on the warm side as opposed to the cool side that I prefer, it wasn't half bad. So keeping it to about 2/3 of the brow out and then going with a lighter shade on the inner quarter to third seemed to work reasonably well. So I think I will end up using Blackberry not only for eyeshadow, which I have right now in the crease, outer lid, and outer lower lash line as a liner. I am going to keep using Blackberry in that fashion and in the brows as I just described. I think it's working pretty fine. As far as all of the rest of the shadows, I'm going to say these three back here, I am really not using at all. So they're not a focus. If I want a purple look, yeah, I'll go in and do that. But I'm really more focusing on these two and these two right now. Anything extra that I use is just kind of a bonus, but it's not what I'm focused on. So that is where I'm at. I'm hoping that you are enjoying the progress I have so far. And based on good behavior, I ended up using 1.1 grams of product in the past month. That's one eyeshadow. So that means I have gone from 183.6 grams to 182.5. It's just music to my ears. I would love to get to 180 by the end of the year. I really, really would like to get to that point. It's just a nice round number. I'm kind of in shock because when I repress, I really do not waste product. I make sure that I use a ramekin, which is kind of a ceramic little jar, and my spatula, and I scrape everything, and I have I think it's latex, silicone spatula that enables me to wipe all of the kind of puttied eyeshadow back into the container. So I'm very, very diligent about not wasting product in that process. So I know that all of the progress that I've got in here is very, very legit, and I'm so happy about it. So my focus for the next month, I will definitely say, are the shadows that I talked about. This for face, this for setting my primer, and these two as eyeshadows and as brow product, with this being my primary and then my secondary color for that. I will leave it at that. I really, really hope to have another gram in my next update because I just seem to be on a roll. And I think that I'm on a roll because I'm seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. And I really want to be so far along in this palette that I get to pick one or two more palettes to do a Pan That palette next year as well. If you have some ideas for what I have in my collection that I could pan, let me know. I do tend to go for more neutral mattes because I can pair them with just about anything in my collection. So if you have some ideas, I'm listening. So with all of my talking, I think it's time to take a look at the progress pictures. Well, that's it. That's all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed the progress pictures. Let me know what you think, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But for now, take care.